Welcome back, everybody. We are here now with Meg from Makeup in the 702, and she and her amazing team dolled me up today, got my curls going, and my lashes looking great, so I'm super thankful for that. So Meg, tell me what you've been up to. What's special about Makeup in the 702 other than the obvious that you make us all look so glamorous?
Absolutely, and it was our pleasure to have you in our chair, as always. If you're local in Vegas, you probably know how hot it is. I do want to let you know that we're absolutely still doing hair and makeup on a daily basis. So a good segment of our weddings in Las Vegas are elopements or these mini monis. Mm-hmm. And there are people from all over the country that may have needed to postpone their own date, and they're coming here to Las Vegas with, that handful of friends and family. So we certainly are working every day, and
that's awesome.
That really, really hot weather that's going on certainly is proving the 15-hour water transfer resistant guarantee.
So you guarantee your makeup for
absolutely.
15 hours?
You bet.
Wow.
Bet. So with that being said, let's talk about that, the guarantee.
Okay.
So there are
break it down.
Certain times right now during COVID that you have to wear a mask. Whether you're staying in a hotel and you're checking in and out or going to and from your restaurant. So we are instructing our brides on the best way to wear their mask so that the makeup obviously stays up to the 15-hour
right.
water transfer resistance. So
yeah, because it's rough when you have literal fabric on your face
it's
for
fabric,
long periods of time.
It's again, it's not just the fabric, it's rubbing, you're touching it, unfortunately. And then the other piece is you're breathing out CO2 and you're causing moisture and mist and all of that. So it's still important that we're able to guarantee that. We just want to give everybody some quick tips on how to make that makeup longer lasting, even when they are needing to wear a mask to their wedding day.
So you obviously know a lot about all this. So how long have you been doing makeup?
Oh, this is so funny. I just wrote this in an Instagram post the other day. We will be me personally too, but we'll be celebrating 20 years in Las Vegas next year in 2021.
Oh, congratulations.
So that means Makeup in the 702 will be celebrating its 18th year. Amazing to say that we have seen everything, every trend, every wedding, every concept that you can think of. So we think. We
right.
still continue to get blown away by these fantastic vendors, so many of them that you saw here today, with all of the different things that they're doing to create, a sense of newness and uniqueness. And we want to just follow suit with that with hair and makeup. It's not just your top 10, do you want this, this, and that.
Right.
Let's really dig deep and let's create something special for you so that you're unique in your wedding day photos, and that carries suit with how your wedding day decor looks and what your vision is.
For sure. And when should the couple start booking their hair and makeup services?
It's a wonderful question. I really thank you for asking. Standardly, I would normally give the straight answer of, because everyone starts their wedding planning when it works best for them. Maybe it's a month after they're engaged, maybe they want to be engaged a year, maybe they're planning out. So let's really talk about when to plan hair and makeup. And that truly is once you've had your time and date and you've secured that. So please do have your venue and know what time your ceremony is.
Okay, so that's really helpful for you in knowing if obviously you're available to book this bride.
Certainly. Okay. So it's the 4 W's, who, what, when, and where.
Okay.
Is what I like to say. So who is requesting what services? So how many people in your party, and who wants hair only, makeup only, or both?
Okay.
Where would you like to get ready? Are you getting ready at Emerald of Queensridge? Are you getting ready at your house? Have you rented an Airbnb? But also when? When do you need to be ready by? And so it's really important probably that you've also talked to your photographer. Okay. Have you both decided to take pre-ceremony photos? Are you just taking some special photos, maybe just with family? So
are they doing the first look, because then you need a little more time to be prepared? Okay.
You bet. So, a good rule of thumb, once again, is who, what, when, and where. It's
Okay.
so important that we know what time you need to leave to head out. So let's say you need to leave at 12 noon to head out to the church. We want to have you ready by 11 o'clock so that you have 1 hour of downtime.
Okay.
I know that sounds like a lot of time.
But it probably is.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you've been a bride. You know how quickly the day passes in
Yeah.
general. You know that Aunt Sally's going to call.
And all the distractions.
Totally. That somebody wants to talk to you, and then this vendor needs you, and this and that. So we want your time with hair and makeup and everybody in your party that's sitting with us to be devoted and centered, focused only on you, not with the distractions that are, inevitable.
Right.
So that's why we want you to have that 1 hour. Also, we don't want you to be late.
Of course.
It's important. So you're not going to be late. If you have a whole hour, you're going to stay on schedule, and that way your timeline stays on schedule.
Now, once they've established the who, what, where, and when,
Yep.
and they have booked you for the wedding day, what about the trial? When do they do the trial? And are we doing virtual trials? What's the deal
It's a
there?
great question. So at the moment of contact, when the bride and I start talking, or you and I start talking, we are already having a mini trial. Now, this is before COVID. Cicely said earlier, this is something we've already been doing. So that
Okay.
adjustment hasn't need to be made. But, we talk about your vision. I like to make sure out the gate that I'm pairing you with the best hair and makeup team, not just in personality, but obviously in the end result look that you want. I might have an artist that really rocks this look that you're very set on, or a particular hairstyle. I want to make sure you have the right team there for that day as well.
Okay.
So when to book the trial was the question.
Yes.
So it's a double-edged sword because we have brides from all over the country. I'd like to also say all over the world, but we're on pause with our out-of-country brides right now, unfortunately. So for somebody who's local, I'm always going to suggest let's utilize your trial day for something you have going on. Let's talk about a dress fitting, engagement photos, your bridal shower, something actual where you're able to utilize the hair and makeup
Yeah,
all
why
day
not?
and rock it out. Now, don't get me wrong, have 2 trials, have 3 trials.
You don't want to be all dressed up with nowhere to go.
Yeah, you bet. So the thing to consider when you're doing a trial in conjunction with something, even though it's a great double back resource, the thing you want to remember is if I'm using my trial the day that I'm doing my engagement photos, we're probably not repeating the same look. Personally, I think the very best time to have your trial is the day of your last dress fitting. And the reason for that is you are in the dress shop in front of full mirrors, 3-sided, and you will see yourself head to toe, and you'll have a better understanding of anything that might need to be tweaked.
That's a great idea.
It's truly the best time.
Yeah, because you do need to think of like what is your dress shape,
And
what is your
you
silhouette,
bet.
and how do your sleeves look with your hairstyle.
Yeah, it's not always easy to look at yourself in full glam, like this, in your sweatpants and your t-shirt.
Right.
I mean, that's the truth. So when you step into that gown, you are the bride that day.
For sure.
So saving it for, your last dress fitting is a great idea.
That is an awesome idea. Well, we're out of time for the moment. Did we have any questions first before?
We do. We
Okay.
have a question. You did answer definitely one of the bigger ones that was a discussion on here was about the trials.
Awesome.
When's the day? So you covered that, which is amazing. I loved the answers and the
Yes.
insight you gave us. So, but the other one was we had a bride mention she doesn't wear any makeup. So where does she begin? What are your suggestions? What can she do, and
Yep.
how can you help her?
Yep, it's a terrific question. And quite honestly, that's the majority of our consumers right now. Really and truly. You might get dolled up to go, out for a drink with friends, so on and so forth. But most brides of this generation's day in and day out habits are long hair, throw it back, a little mascara, and some gloss. And that's really their routine. So the first thing I'm going to say is good skin and good color go hand in hand. So even if you don't wear a lot of makeup, whether that be on your wedding day and or every day, keeping your skin in tip-top shape is always going to be the best bridal glow you can ever get when it's coming from within and it's glowing in your skin and it's part of who you are. Sure, I have products to make you glow, but when it comes from within, it's just different. It's a healthy glow. I like to always tell my clients, while the inspiration photos are wonderful, I really take that inspiration photo and I break it down, because if that client who just said, I never wear makeup or I wear very little, and then they're showing me Kim K with, like 6 shadows and they're all dark browns and into navies, I'm going to say, okay, well, what do you really like about this photo? Because that's not what you want to look like.
Right.
Let's put down the photo, because now I know what you like in pictures. Let's put down that photo and let's talk about you. Let's talk about what you're comfortable in. Take it step by step by step in that trial run. So yeah, it takes a little bit more time for us. I don't care.
And I would
Your
say,
time is my time.
as someone who doesn't wear makeup very often, that trial might be even more important, because I find, like, when I get my hair and makeup done, because I'm not one who frequently does it, I'm like, I look weird. And I know it's not that I literally look weird, I'm just not used to seeing myself this way. So that trial is a good way to get yourself used to, like, oh, this is what I look like with a little more volume in my hair, or this is what I look like with a darker lip than I'm used to,
You bet.
and decide if that's what you want, because you don't want to feel like you look strange on your wedding day. You want to feel beautiful.
You bet.
So,
Another point about the trial is, no matter what bride you are and what your end result look is, our only goal is to make sure that you look like you just on your most beautiful day. But as makeup artist professionals, please help us guide you in the direction so that you have the best understanding that when you look at yourself in the mirror, that's going to be different. But once you have your gown on and you're standing in front of a professional camera and or cinematographer amongst all of these gorgeous decorations and pops of color, that if you do not have the proper makeup, it doesn't have to be heavy, intense. If you do not have the proper amount of makeup, you are absolutely going to blend in. You're wearing white most times.
It's very
and you're
important.
going to blend into everything. You need something, some kind of feature that is going to help you pop out in your photos. And so the trial might be that first time that you're starting to get comfortable with some sort of feature being accentuated. It's imperative that you can stand out from everybody else.
absolutely.
And obviously you're the only one wearing a gown, so there is somewhat of an expectation, that you're ethereal, that there's a certain glow going around you.
Absolutely.
I have one more thing to say about a trial, and please, everyone, listen to this, record it, write it down, whatever you need to do. Your trial is utilized to help iron out the details of your hair and makeup look. Your trial is not to be utilized to pick your hair and makeup company or team. That decision needs to be made beforehand. If you hire a bunch of different companies all to do a different trial, you're going to be no better off than you were before.
For sure. Yeah, you're not going to be able to make a solid decision that way.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to have Meg back next month. That's
Yay!
September 18th for our next Spectacular Weddings Live. And there's so much to talk about with hair and makeup. So we'll be able to touch on some more of those things
Yay,
next
thank
time.
you.
But we're going to get Paper and Home up here in just a few minutes. So we're going to cut to a little commercial, and we'll see you in a month.
Thanks, Laura. We'll see you next
Thanks,
month.
Meg.
Yay!